Hello and welcome. Um, I'm Mohammed Zamanlou, the course developer, and here I'm going to explain the outline of this course that you are taking this semester. So the course name, as you know, is the Business Law of Canada, and this course is instructed by Dr. Jamil Mohsen. So to proceed with the outline, first, the location of this course will be announced later once the classes are made by the administration office. So, as you know, this course has 4 credits. About the classes that we are going to take this semester is like we will have 24 lecture sessions in this semester, and there will be 3 tutorial sessions in addition to these 24 lecture sessions each. So we also included 9 hour as office hours that students can come and meet with the instructor anytime they have questions about the course. So those hours will be announced once the decision has been made. Each lecture session, as you know, it will take 2 hours, 2 hours in length. Sometime it will be less or sometime, but we will try to finish the lecture session within 2 hours. Tutorial sessions are 3 hour sessions. You will come to there, so there will be tutoring in the session for the length of 3 hours. And also there is a Q&A review session. In that session, you have questions about course, any material, you can come to there and ask. There will be like some problems that will be solved by the tutor in that session. So about the exams, in this course, there is one midterm and one final exam. The midterm will take 3 hours, and as well as the final exam during that time. Um, and you know about the rights of the each exam, but you should remind that all written submissions, reports, exams, all of them should be written in English. There is one important note I want you to know about that is like some situations happens for any student and he may not be able to submit the assignment or within the deadline or attend the exam session like midterm or final exam. So for that session, there should be a reasonable excuse, like an emergency happens to you. We hope no, health emergencies happen to any student, but in any case that is considered as emergency, so that is acceptable. So we will look for alternatives for that specific circumstance. Like personal trips are not considered as emergencies, so please have this in mind that exams will be considered as your exams, so the trip is not a good excuse for um, missing the exam or submitting your assignments late. So, two important things I want you to know about is that the academic integrity, which relates to students' like rights about the course, plagiarism, cheating, and those kinds of things related to um, uh, assignment submissions, exams, those kinds of things. So you should be informed about this. And I recommend all of you to go and read the references that is given to you in this course outline. The other one, which is like academic fraud, is very important factor, which is not tolerated in at this university at all. So please do not think about like those kinds of behaviors and be informed that this is not tolerated. For that reason, I want you to go and read this article about what is fraud and what things are considered as fraud. As an example, um, copying an assignment from previous people or from your friends or submitting false uh, information in your reports in exam. So these could be considered as a academic fraud. So aside from that, the course description, um, this course, as you know, is related to business law of Canada. So in this course, you will learn about Canadian business law. There are some topics included in this course that I will explain lately in the lecture sessions explanation. But topics are covered in this course are torts, formation of contract, discharge of contract, sale of goods, leasing and bailments, internal affairs and external responsibilities of a corporation. These are some examples of topics that are included in this course. The outcome of this course is as follows. You will learn upon successful completion of the course, you will learn to describe the basic origins of Canadian common law, equity, and statute law. You will be able to describe the elements that make a contract valid and enforceable, the ways in which a contract may be discharged, and the remedies available for breach of contract. The third one is apply rules from sale of goods legislation to determine when title to goods passes to a buyer. You will explain how mortgages, conditional sale agreements, and other security instruments protect creditor, investments, and creditors' rights upon default. You will explain patents, trademarks, copyright and industrial design, and general registration procedures. And also, upon successful completion of the course, you will learn about the effects of contract law on the employer-employee relationship. So about the grading system that we are using in this course is assignments, 20% of the total mark, and quizzes is 20%. Case analysis, there will be some case analysis in this course, so 20% is considered for that one. And midterm is 15%, final exam is 25%. So if you want to you want to get higher marks, uh, you should be working actively and be attentive in the class sessions. So hopefully all of you will get higher marks in this course. About the grading system, A is considered marks between 90 and 100. A minus is 85 to 89, 80 to 84 is considered B, and 75 to 79 is considered B minus, 70 to 74 is C, and 65 to 69 C minus. D 60 to 64 below 60 is considered as E. Um, an important note which is common in course evaluation. Sometimes you submit your exam and you feel that after getting your grade and getting your assignments, you feel that you you could get higher marks. So in that case, once the solution for that exam is published, um, check that solution, and then you have 1 week to submit a concise explanation why you feel you could get higher grade or something is missing. So in that case, it will be checked, your explanation will be checked, and if there is any need for meeting, the instructor will let you know about that. So a regrading is also considered in that case. Um, but about final exams, there is no regrading except for some grading errors. The textbook we are using in this course is The Law and Business Administration in Canada by J.E. Smith and D.A. Soberman. The outline of the course in this semester is as follows. As you know, the course has 24 sessions in total. All sessions are 2 contact hours. At the end of this term, there will be a quick Q&A review session about the problems in the course, so you can ask questions and get answers for that. And the final exam, as you know, is 3 hours. So, so about the course outline, in first session there will be introduction, chapters 1 and 2 of the textbook. Second lecture includes the law of torts, chapter 3, and professional liability, chapter 4. The third class, we will talk about formation of a contract, which includes chapter 5 and 6 and 7 of the textbook. In the fourth lecture, grounds upon which a contract may be impeached will be discussed. So this includes chapter 8 and 9. Class 5 includes the interpretation of contracts, chapter 11, privity of contract and the assignment of contractual rights, chapter 12. In class 6, the discharge of contracts will be discussed, which includes chapter 13. In the seventh lecture, the effect of breach and remedies for breach, chapter 14 and 15 of the textbook will be discussed. In eighth lecture, we will have a case study about the course. So in lecture 9, sale of goods and leasing and bailments will be discussed, chapter 16 and 17. In the 10th class, insurance and guarantee will be discussed, which includes class 18 and class 11, chapter 18, I'm sorry, agency and the franchising will be discussed in class 11. Lecture 12 is considered to cover your midterm. There is no new chapters discussed in 12th lecture. We will have midterm. The time will be published for the midterm. In class 13, the first class after the midterm, the second portion of the course is started in 13th class, and the contract of employment will be discussed. Chapter 20 is covered in that class. Chapter 14 is considered to be covering negotiable instruments, including chapter 21. Intellectual property will be discussed in chapter 22 in class 15. In 16th class, interests in land and their transfer will be discussed. Also, landlord and tenant, which is chapter 23 and chapter 24 of the textbook. 17th class is we will talk about mortgages of land and real estate transactions, covering chapter 25. And in the 18th lecture, we will. So in class 18, we will talk about sole proprietorship and partnership and the nature of a corporation and its formation, which is included in chapters 26 and 27 of the textbook. In lecture 19, the internal affairs of corporations and the external responsibilities of a corporation will be discussed. Chapter 20, um, we will cover secure transactions. Chapter 30 and class 21st, creditors' rights will be discussed. Chapter 31. And in lecture 22nd, the government regulation of business and international business transactions will be discussed. So in class 23, another case study will be discussed. So the lecture next is the review for final will be discussed in the last lecture. So this is the outline that we are going to cover in this course, and I'm sure that you will enjoy this session. The course, and you will learn many things through this course. As you know, the textbook, once again, the textbook is the Law and Business Administration in Canada by J.E. Smith and D.A. Soberman and A.J. Eason and S.A. McGill. So the 14th edition, I guess a newer version of this book is also available. You can purchase the textbook, and use it aside from the lecture notes. And that's it about the session and the outline of the course. I hope it is clear for everyone. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask anytime. Simply raise your hand. Don't hesitate to ask questions. Any question is free to be asked in the lectures and in the course. Thank you for watching the session, and I'll be with you with the next recordings and next video.